doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm looking at my YouTube video on how to catch some fish. And I'm thinking about how to catch fish. But what I know is that you're not going to catch no fish on the couch.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm looking at my YouTube video on how to catch fish. And you're not going to catch no fish looking at a YouTube video. Make sure you don't use none of this on your hands either. So you don't use this either now on your hands. We're going to do a special video today on how to catch some fish. So I'm going to share a few tips with you on how to catch fish. And first thing you need to do is take all of your fishing gear to your fishing spot. Don't go fishing in the rain, huh? Not with that piece of graphite in your hand, unless you like rolling them dice. But we're in Algiers, historic Algiers Point to be exact. And we're gonna go to a spot where y'all saw me catch some monster catfish. I've caught flounder, redfish, striped bass, catfish, all in this spot. And yep. So we're gonna do a video on how to catch fish. And I wanna say now, it is beautiful out here today. And if you look at my fishing tip, that's the French Market right there. The skyline of the CBD. The twins are in the back. All right, so let's get a little bit more focused on where we're going. If you want to know the exact spot, leave it in a comment. Ask the question. Say, hey Creole, the Cajun, what spot is that? And I'll tell you in the comment section. It don't look like much, but you don't need much. The grass is all overgrown. They do have snakes out here. If you're afraid of snakes, stay home. Nah, if you're afraid of snakes, well, guess what? You won't be by yourself. Half of the people outdoors are afraid of snakes. But, so yeah, let's talk about it, right? How to catch more fish. What are the tips, the tricks? And let me just sit this rod down. I know y'all heard him. Private jet. So I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about my rod first. So there are different types of tackle you can use. This is a spinning rod. It's a very old antique spinning rod. This rod belonged to one of my dearest uncles, and it was his personal rod. It's been passed down to me. He passed away, and so I have his rod. In one of my videos, you see my dad catching some catfish on his big brother rod. And I'm trying not to cry, but you know, anyway, it was a nice trip. So how to catch fish? First, you need equipment. Second, you need a fishing spot, a place to fish. Third, you need to understand what type of bait you need. Are you going to fish on top of the water? Or are you going to fish on the bottom of the water? Are you going to fish with fresh bait like worms, fish that you catch or buy, shrimp that's dead? What kind of bait are you going to fish with? And are you going to use artificial bait? Like if you're targeting speckled trout or redfish, are you going to use artificial bait? So once you figure out what type of fish you want to catch, you figure out what kind of bait you're going to use, whether it's live or artificial or dead bait, fresh bait, market bait as some people call it. Then you need to figure out where you're going to go. Now, the nice thing about Louisiana, we have water everywhere. So you can fish in a canal, a bayou, a river, a lake. So you can fish in any of those areas. You can also go on Google and type in, where can I fish in my area, in my city, in my town? And they have places where you can fish, you can find them like that. Also, you could go to a bait shop and you could talk to some people at a bait shop, if you have them, and ask them, where can you go and catch some fish? Now, one thing I want you to remember, if you don't remember nothing out of this video, these things right here, your hands, they determine if you catch fish, and I'll explain. If you use sunscreen, if you use off, if you use makeup or certain soaps, all of those oils will be in your hand. So if you use market bait or dead shrimp, when you put that dead shrimp on that hook and you throw it out here in the water, because you used off on your hands to keep the mosquitoes away, well, guess what's gonna happen? The fish are gonna taste the off and they're not gonna bite that shrimp. They're not gonna bite that earthworm that you're using, because your hands are dirty, contaminated with off, with Skin So Soft, with suntan lotion, whatever body lotion you use. Keep that stuff off your hands. Now, if you have to use that stuff, put on some latex gloves. But just remember, the fish could taste whatever is on your hands. And most people do not catch fish. It's not because the fish not in the water. It's not because the tide ain't right. It's not because the moon cycle is not right. It's because these things are dirty. And they're dirty with contaminated stuff, chemicals that keep the mosquitoes off, or that keep you from getting this pretty brown color like this, right? So you want to keep your hands clean. And the way you keep your hands clean is by not using those products on your hands when you're trying to fish. Now, another thing you could do to maximize your fishing, you want to understand the best times to fish. Now, for example, I'm on the river. If I come out here on this river in this spot and I'm here for 30 minutes and I don't get one bite, you know what that means? I need to come back at a better time, or I need to wait for the fish to come through. So you could bait and wait, or you could travel. So if I come to this spot, no fish, I'm gonna go to another spot down the river, no fish, at a different stage in the river. Or I'm gonna go up the river in a different stage and try to catch some fish there. So to improve your chances of catching fish, you wanna be mobile with going to different spots. Now, if you live in an area where it's just one spot to fish, well, you know what? Bait and wait. Bait and wait. But if you live in an area where you have this beautiful body of water all the way down, well, you just try different stages of the river. And then that way, you can maximize your chances of catching fish. So give it 30 minutes. At the most, give it an hour. And then you go to the next spot. Or, see, this spot is real nice out here. It don't look nice to you maybe, but it's nice to a lot of people that fish here, because on this spot, you can set up an umbrella, you can have your ice chest with your drinks, and you can just wait it out. You can make it the day. Because at the end of the day, guess what? You're on the mighty Mississippi River, and look how beautiful it is. The breeze is blowing. You'll see the ducks come by. You might see a gator or two pass by. You'll see people walking on the levee, getting their exercise in. You have regulars that come to spots, so you have more of a communal environment out here. You get to watch the big old vessels passing down the river. You get to hear the jazz music when there's a concert going on. You can still enjoy creation being out here. So it's not a hogwash, right? So let's just recap what we've discovered so far. Keep your hands clean. Don't put no off on your hands. Don't put no Skin So Soft. Don't put no suntan lotion on your hands, because if you're using fresh bait, that fresh bait is gonna pick up all of those oils out of those chemicals, and the fish not gonna bite it. The second thing you need to do is get off the couch, right? Get off the couch, get off of YouTube, come out here and try to catch you some fish. You need to understand what fish you're going after. Whether you want to fish on top of the water with a cork, on bottom of the water with a weight and hook, or if you want to just throw a line like the bass masters do. Throw a lure out and reel it in. Throw it out, reel it in. Throw it out, reel it in. You could do that too. But these are just some tips on how to improve catching fish. Also, if you happen to come on a bank and there's some guys fishing or girls fishing, people fishing, and they're catching fish, do what they're doing. Do what they're doing. Now, if you come to this spot, if I come to this spot and I say, I want to catch striped bass, but the striped bass aren't biting, catch whatever is biting. Be thankful for that. Or get in your boat. But guess what? You got to do the same thing on a boat. You got to take advantage of what's biting. Or you could just ride around, burn gas all day and be mad, go home with no fish for the fish fry. Go home with no fish to grill. Those things happen. Now we got a little surprise coming up the river in a second. And so we're gonna make this video a little bit longer for you to see the surprise. But get off the couch. Get off of YouTube. Get out here in nature. Get on a body of water and catch some fish. All right, so we got a tug in the back. We got a little crew boat right here. And I know you see her coming. I know you see her coming, the riverboat Natchez. We got a big old vessel out here. Now, one of the things about the river, when you fish in the river and these boats pass, it's good. Because when these boats pass, sometimes they kick the fish up, help them to move around, and then your bait will give off a scent and they'll come for your bait. These little crew boats, they bring workers to these big vessels sometimes so that they could get on and climb the ladder. Yeah, so this little crew boat right here, he's probably gonna go to that vessel over here and put a work on it. But then again, he might not. It's just, we'll see. Oh, okay. Let me zoom out. Oh man, let's see this baby. Now look, I want y'all to wave to everybody on that riverboat. Wave to everybody. See how the crew boat is going to the big vessel? And he's gonna drop off a worker to get on that vessel to go to work. They waving back now. Oh yeah. How you like that? Riverboat Natchez, right there. What a treat, huh? We couldn't have planned that any better. So when y'all come to New Orleans, the great city, make sure you ride the Riverboat Natchez. Ride the Creole Queen. Get to experience the mighty Mississippi and that steamboat, that paddle boat. Because that's how they used to do it on the river. Steam power, coal, paddle boat. And you can even have lunch and dinner on them. So now the second crew boat, he's about to approach the vessel as well. He's letting the other crew boat do what he needs to do. And yep. I'm filming this video with that whole gimbal, and it's really nice. It's really nice. But that's my Uncle Roland's fishing pole down there. And I love it. It's my favorite pole. I've caught so many Louisiana redfish and trout, black drum, all kind of things on it. Flounder, jack crevalle, codfish, all of that. But find your fishing spot, get off the couch, get out the house, and come experience nature just like this. That's just some tips I have of how to catch more fish or how to catch fish. I'm sure there's millions of other tips that you have. You can leave them in the comment section. Remember this, I'm just like you. I'm not an expert, but I know what? I've caught many fish by following the tips I just told you. So we're gonna end the video right here. And yeah, maybe we'll go to 15 minutes, huh? See both of the crew boats there now? he's leaving, and the drop off went good, so now he's leaving. And that crew boat, the last one, he's gonna go up there now and take care of business as well. And it looks like that vessel was some type of petroleum vessel because all of the piping on the top of it. But you have different ships that carry, different vessels carry different things. Just like the barges carry different things. Coal, grain, other products.